Walter the Science Guy. Walter the Science Guy. Walt. Walter the Science Guy. Science rules. Walter the Science Guy. Inertia is a property of matter. Walter the Science Guy. T-minus 7 seconds. Walter the Science.
We all enjoy music, whether it's listening to, playing, or editing. One of the most essential instruments in the history of music has been the guitar. Today, I'll discuss how scientific knowledge of sound waves has had a cultural impact on guitars. We'll examine the physics behind a guitar, its application in society, and its history. First, the physics. Don't worry, we'll get to the fun stuff soon enough. Sound is a type of mechanical wave, which means that it needs a medium to travel through. The kinetic energy received through vibration is transferred until it reaches one's ears as a noise. Frequency is used to describe the oscillation. In other words, it tells us how many times per second the wave repeats itself. Lower frequencies sound deep and husky, while higher frequencies are perceived as sharp and thin. Amplitude, conversely, is the distance from the center of the wavelength to its crest or trough. As for sound, this affects how quiet or loud the audio is perceived. Forced vibration is when an object forces its frequency onto another object. When the string of a guitar is plucked, the vibration of the string is forced on the column of air around it. The body of an acoustic guitar provides cavity resonance, exacerbating this. By amplifying the sound to make it more audible, this will eventually reach one's ears as audible sound. Looking at a guitar, it becomes apparent that the strings at the bottom are thicker than the strings at the top. The thin strings can produce a higher frequency of sound when plucked, as vibration and diameter are proportional as per the wire frequency equation. As seen, the length also affects the frequency. Hence, when the string is fretted, it makes a high-pitched sound. This knowledge is fundamental for tuning guitars correctly so that the standard tuning of EAD, GBE sounds like this.
Fun time.
But does this same logic apply to electric guitars? Yes, it does. The strings are all different diameters, and changing the length still changes the pitch of the sound produced. However, the pickups in the guitar copy this vibration and transmit it to the amplifier or headphones through electronic signals. The amplifier works by using a step-up transformer, a device that increases the voltage. This in turn changes the amplitude of the wavelengths, amplifying the sound. Through development in scientific knowledge, we are now capable of adding a variety of electric effects to the guitar, such as the whammy bar and effects pedals. Let's begin by looking at the tremolo bar. This feature works by changing the tension and length of the string while it's vibrating. In doing so, this swift shift in pitch creates a vibrato effect. Effects pedals can also be used to make this whammy sound. A tremolo pedal works by rapidly changing the amplitude of the wavelengths received by the pedal. This is then carried by the cables and can be heard in the amplifier. This change in sound is heard as a vibrato. Now the fun stuff. Guitars have greatly influenced modern society, whether it be the ease of recording acoustic or the variety of effects available on an electric guitar. Producing and listening to music has never been easier. We live in a world where you can play a song and have someone on the other side of the world watch and give live feedback, where creating and consuming can happen in a matter of minutes. This has changed the music industry, moving our world from one of vinyl, cassette tapes, and CDs to one of streaming platforms like Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, and Apple Music. This transition to digitalized music has made it easier for smaller, independent artists to be heard. This can be contrasted with the prize system, where artists need to be signed up with a label to become successful. By making music so accessible, it has greatly reduced piracy of music. Alongside its career potential, studies show that music is a quick and easy mood booster, accessible serotonin. The limbic system, responsible for emotion and memory, lights up when we hear music. Music-inclusive therapies have had significant positive effects on mood disorders like depression and in reducing anxiety during labour. And it's all thanks to our best friend, physics. So to summarise, today we've looked at the physics behind a guitar, including waves, resonance and vibration. We've also seen the significant repercussions of this instrument on society. Thanks for joining me.
What are the science guy? What are the science guy? What are the science guy? Science rules. What are the science guy? Inertia is a property of matter. What are the science guy? T minus 7 seconds. What are the science?